Sir, I want to start with congratulations.
Thank you, man.
I feel like I've been talking to you about this movie for 10 years.
Yes.
And I can't believe I'm at the Black Adam junket talking to you about Black Adam.
It's crazy.
It is. I have to start.
Over 10 years.
It's been forever.
Yeah.
Like I can multiple set visits. Anyway, I have to bring up. I heard you were the reason, instrumental. You are the reason why something at the after the credits happens. I heard you were directly responsible, and I wanted to know why it was so important to you for that to be included in the movie.
Sure. I am friends with that person who we're talking about.
I'm trying to be, by the way, good for the people in the room that have not seen it.
Right, right. So the person that you're talking about who's in Black Adam, that's the big surprise. That person, we are good friends. That person is very good friends with my business partner, Danny Garcia, who has worked very closely in advocating for his career over the years as manager. Hiram Garcia, our president, friends with that person. We've all known each other for a very long time, almost over 10 years. When I have said to fans, the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change, I enjoyed saying that. It kind of started some rumblings. Then I transitioned that to, it feels like there's a new era in the DC universe that's getting ready to happen. Now that new era that I'm talking about, it wasn't just hyperbole to try and promote the movie. What I meant by that are a few things. Number one was we have an opportunity to really expand the DC universe, a universe that I love, man. I grew up a DC kid, you too. And I'm still a big-ass DC kid, like nothing's changed. So we have an opportunity to expand and introduce 5 new characters from the DC Bible, Black Adam and the JSA. And if you do your homework and you know your mythology, you see some of the other characters of where we're going to, where we could go with them too as well. Expansion. What it also means when I say there's a new era in the DC universe, what I mean by that, man, is listening to the fans and really paying attention to them. And not just saying you're listening to them, but really listening to them. And what I have been a little frustrated with over the years is when fans speak up and they're saying something so loudly and no one is addressing them and no leadership is stepping in and saying, okay, we hear you, here's our plans, here's where we're going. You may not like it, but I respect you enough and we respect you enough. We're gonna have dialogue. It's been void of that. So when we do say that, when I say about this is a new era in the DC universe, it is listening to the fans. And we're not always gonna be able to do everything that they want, but we are gonna listen. So that the person you're talking about, is a reflection of not only listening to the fans, but you got a guy who embodies Superman.
Listen,
Right.
he is fucking awesome in
Yes.
that role. It made me so happy. Like that scene, it just made me so happy, and I know it's going to make so many fans happy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but so was it? Did you? Well, I mean, listen, I could keep going on this, but let me switch to something else. Something that I was nervous about going into the movie was that you've been on like a family trajectory. You've been playing a certain role, and I was nervous. Will he really kill people? Yeah. You know what I mean? And obviously, you kill all the bad guys. You do not pull any punches. Can you sort of talk about that aspect, that this is the Black Adam that people, you know what I mean? Like, it is great to see you.
He's ruthless.
Yeah, dude, it was great to watch.
Thank you, man. And well, that was a big deal for me because it was a real departure from anything that I've done in the past throughout my career. And if I was going to do right by the character and the mythology of Black Adam kills people. He rips them in half. He's brutal and he is ruthless and fueled by that rage of losing his family. So I ran to this opportunity to do this. Not, oh, I just got to kill people. It was just more, what a challenge this is. So our director, John Michelet-Serra, really helped me a lot in getting this character up on its feet. So I was very happy about that.
I'm already out of time. I'm just going to say,
Go ahead.
Oh, are you sure?
No, 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay. One of the things that, by the way, thank you.
And the reason why I want to do this is because even over 10 years ago, we had a conversation. I don't know if you remember this, but you said, here, don't start the clock yet. Yep. But you were talking to Kevin Feige, and you told Kevin back then, over 10 years ago, where's Maya at? You hear? Yeah. So 10 years ago, he said to Kevin, I didn't prompt it at all, and we had almost maybe just met, but he goes, someone who's like, you should really think about being a superhero is Dwayne Johnson. Dude, I'll never forget that. It meant a lot to me, because you didn't have to do that, and I appreciate it.
I'm just going to point out to you that, and you won't remember this, but and then I really want to ask a separate question about the movie, but on G.I. Joe, the sequel, you might not remember me visiting you on set and me convincing you to take a photo of all of us and putting it on Instagram so I could write that we were on the set of the movie. Later that day, you did video of the vehicles. I was so happy because I'm like, oh, this is a great story. And it was the beginning anyway, let's go into this. So real fast. One of the things that I love in the movie is the fight sequence between you and Hawkman in the apartment. It is brutal. It's shot in an innovative, cool way. It is unlike what you see in all the other superhero movies. Can you talk about filming that fight sequence and how innovative and cool it is?
Yeah, so Jalma, who is our director, and he was really impassioned about shooting this tight space. How do superheroes fight in this tight space? But then also, it really allowed us on our end to showcase the superpowers that Black Adam has to the world. So in terms of moving at light speed, he could punch Hawkman, and before Hawkman even hits the wall, Black Adam could be right there on the other side. He's that fast. So I really loved the fight that he was able to put together, that all of us were. It was brutal, but then also, in those moments, I think it's just so badass to showcase just how badass Hawkman actually is. I mean, that is a badass superhero, man. So I loved all the Black Adam Hawkman fights. I think we delivered for the fans on that. And across the board, I feel like we introduced all the characters nicely. What do you think?
I was going to make a joke, but I could do it a longer cut. I could see even more in the movie. Yeah. But I think all this is great as Hawkman, and I think that the stuff between the two of you, and I know I got to get the hell out of this room, but everyone, if I would love to see even more, and I look forward. Listen, this is going to be a huge hit. I look forward to the sequel, and I say this with all sincerity. Thank you for the after the credit scene. It meant a great deal to me. I think that man is a fantastic, and I just want to thank you because I really did hear it was directly you for making that happen.
It got to a point where, well, collectively, I want to say myself, Danny, and Hiram, we said, here's how the movie should end. And I'll give you one further. Test it. If it doesn't work, we'll never talk about it again. Test it. We shot it. To their credit, new leadership.
Oh, sure, yeah, exactly.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yep.
New leadership. They saw it and said, we don't even have to test it.